I had the nicest first-time homebuyers in my office this week, and I wanted to share their story because I think some of their concerns and some of their thought processes is something that you're probably hearing in the market quite a bit right now. So let's start by just a little bit of background information. For this particular client, an FHA loan was truly the best loan scenario for them. It had to do with their credit score, the amount of money that they had saved up for that down payment. The FHA was truly the best choice for them. And one of their concerns was they wanted to keep their payments in that $800 to $900 range, and that meant that they could afford probably $130,000 to maybe $140,000 purchase price on a home. Unfortunately, they couldn't find a home that they liked at that price point. I'm sure that you can relate to that concept, but they loved the homes that they were seeing at that $175,000, $185,000 price point. So what the client did was they came back to me and they threw out a few different scenarios. They said, hey, why don't we just wait until next year? The client felt like prices are going to go down on homes next year due to the election. The client also felt like over the next year they could save up some additional down payment, and therefore the larger down payment would help keep them closer to what they were targeting as far as a monthly payment. Let me show you what I showed them. I actually walked through those three different scenarios, and really it was kind of a light bulb moment for the client. So here's the buy now scenario. Let's just say they purchased that $175,000 home. The interest rates are incredibly low right now at a 3.75 on that FHA. That's going to make their payment somewhere around $1,100. That does include an estimate on the homeowner's insurance and the real estate taxes. Now again, they really wanted to be closer to that $800 to $900, but this was the reality check. Now, I said, let's look at the numbers. If you buy next year, let's hypothetically say prices do come down on that house. Let's say you're now at $170,000 versus $175,000. Let's even assume that the interest rates will be the same, which by the way, I'm not so sure that they will be. I think the election year is going to create a lot of volatility in the stock market, and we don't know what rates will do at that point. But that's only going to make a $26 difference in their monthly payment from buying now versus next year and hoping that the prices come down. So I said, okay, let's look at that third scenario. Let's go ahead, take the next year, save up some more money. And let's assume that the client can save up and bring 10% down to the closing table. That means they're bringing $18,000 to the closing table. But look, guys, it only makes a $62 difference in their payment. I'm not getting them close to that $800 or $900 payment they were hoping to do. So what I was able to explain to the client is that because we're amortized over 30 years, you're really better off taking advantage of the here and now. Take advantage of the low rates. 3.75 is phenomenal. Guys, they did not have an 800 credit score, so that is so awesome. Take advantage of the here and now. Start building up equity. Start that American dream of purchasing a home. If you have a client that you would like for me to show some of these examples to, just to help them see the numbers, I am more than happy to do that. I always love the opportunity to just help coach and teach clients what the numbers are really looking like. All right, hope you're having an awesome Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon.